Hey guys, it's day 4. I did nothing yesterday because I was not in the mood. I was working on school projects, not the best kind of work, I should say. Um, I needed this starting point to get me into the thing I need to do. So let me tell you what I'm going to do next and what I'm going to do today. I think that's personal help for me, but like maybe it can help you in your projects too if we speak about the right things. So first, this is I did not start development right now. I want to, so that's what I'm gonna do next. I searched yesterday for what should I use to spend less time coding and more doing. So what I found is 3 things, 4, 5, I don't know. So the tech stack is going to be what I want to do at the moment is this. So I want to read. I want to be able to log into my account and to manage my accounts. So I found a cool thing that's called Clerk. I will add it here. This is Clerk. So Clerk is just like Kind, and they make a product that's specified for the market of authentication. They provide modules and already coded plugins for Superbase and Next and React that you can just put into your project. So that's cool. Also, I want to be able to show and edit things. I showed you my Figma, so this is going to be the masterpiece. Sorry, just everything will be centered around this center thing that I coded here. Okay, so when I do anything, this will be updated, and when you click on this thing, it will be updated. So I need to start working on first authentication, so my users can authenticate with Clerk. They have this module on Superbase. Then I need to make a database on Superbase. Why Superbase? Because it's made for efficiency, and they provide everything that Firebase does with the kind of open sourceness with it. And I think their UX for to create like rules to secure my things, they're much more easy to comprehend. So I prefer Superbase, and I already used it in my personal projects, and they offer real time, just like Google. So like Superbase will handle storage, database. Clerk will handle authentication with with Superbase. Sorry, and I will build the app in Next or in React. Those are 2 frameworks in JavaScript, because JavaScript is just the best to create apps quickly. Why I'm not sure about which one, because like I can use Vite with React and it's going to be fast, but it will not support SSG or SSR, that is server-side generation and server-side rendering. Server-side rendering makes the website easier to be SEO friendly, because everything is generated on the server and it's just an HTML page that is pushed to the navigator, so any browser can view the page without having to process it, because Google bots don't process pages, they just observe what's already there. They cannot run JavaScript. So I know that Next is really optimized for that. The small problem is that I don't really understand what's refresh. Like I know that you create something once on the server and you send it to the client, but next, how do you refresh the content of what's shown? I don't understand how it works. So either I'm working and learning that, or I'm just like, I will build some kind of SSR for the first page that's gonna be static anyways. Like the first page you get when you search for the website. And then when you're logged in, it will be just a simple SPA. That's a single page application that gets every component added to it, and it's gonna be separate. So I'm working on that too, and I will use Tailwind for my style, because Tailwind is just the best thing for me, I think. I tried many other things that were based on Tailwind, such as Headless, that is created by Tailwind too, and other things, yeah, but I don't like the way it works, and I prefer to code everything myself because it's never looking like what I want to do, and in the end I'm losing much more time than I did than I would have if I did everything myself. So yeah, that's what I want to do, and I will keep you updated. Actually, I'm not going to use Superbase because I changed my mind. It's been, I don't know, 1 hour since I last made the last clip, and it's not going well. I will show you. So I want to integrate Superbase with Clerk to make authentication easier and have access to real-time database on Superbase side. But I need to link both solutions, and the tutorials are not very easy to understand, and they are made for next application, but I choose to use Vite and React. So the documentation is invalid, and it's very, very blurry, if I should say. Why isn't it's not making the focus on my face? So I will switch to Firebase because I don't understand anything of what's going on. I cannot ask any AI models because it's not a very common use case. So I just lost 1 hour. But like Firebase is very cool if you are using Firebase integrated authentication features. And I think on top of that, oh shit, I wanted to say Superbase. I think on top of that using Firebase is a better choice because it supports caching, I think. Caching means that when you lose connection, it will make a list of any changes you've just made and push it when it gets back online to the server, to Firebase. And because I want to use this app inside my cellar that doesn't have access to any network, I think it's a good choice if the app is able to work offline for quite some time. And I don't think Superbase supports this feature. So yeah, that's where I am. So I created the starting app here, but it works very good if you don't want anything that's quite reactive like Superbase. In a minute I was able to create this page with a login button and with some things like this, and it's already integrated. So that's so cool. I love this thing, and I love the fact that it's so easy to do. And I just showed my IP address. Sorry. Yeah, but I really love the simplicity of Clerk, and I don't want to lose this. So I will just switch to Firebase. I saw the documentation on Firebase. It's very easy. It's much more easier. Yeah, so I will keep you updated as usual. You know what? I'm done with Clerk. I switched to Firebase. I still wanted to use Clerk with it, but it's a nightmare. It's not working as intended. And when it does, it's like there are 1,000 errors that are popping up in the console, even if it works. So why are there so many errors? And like I have 2 login buttons because I first need to log in with Clerk, then to log in to Firebase. I don't understand how it works, and I think it's too hard to integrate this. And what does it bring to me? It just brings like already done interface elements and much more security. But I think that Firebase authentication can do this by itself, and I will just write a little bit more code so I don't need those elements of components. So yes, so I'm just going to use Firebase vanilla. No Superbase in the question, because like even Superbase isn't really good. And I will ask Copilot to write me, or Gemini. I just saw that they added Gemini to Firebase. I will ask Gemini to write things for me, and it's going to be fine this way. So yes, now there are like 2 hours have passed, and I haven't done anything really concrete. That's the way a developer works. Okay, one last thing. I don't want to implement something I don't understand. Even if I use Copilot a lot, and I use a lot of artificial intelligence and all, if I don't understand what I'm doing, I don't like it, and it can have potential security breaches. So that's also why I left Clerk, because it is doing so much things in the background that I don't understand, that it can be a potential nightmare for security later. So that's also why I'm leaving Clerk. I was just thinking, I find it so exciting to be able to create my own projects, to have the knowledge to maybe start something from scratch. I was thinking, why don't I use no-code software? Because like there are so many. I could use Bubble, I could use like Airtable and all things like that. And like the simple answer is, I want freedom. I want liberty to do anything I want. Like I want to add a crisp chat to be able to communicate with my potential users. This is like not really easy to do anywhere, and I want to be able to do my own components and styles to match what I imagine in my head and on the paper. And I couldn't do this with Airtable. And like usually no-code things are for people that don't want to learn code. And I've been doing code for like 10 years now, maybe more. I just get some things, not everything, because it's very hard sometimes. By the way, I switched to Next.js because there are many templates and guides on the internet that are much more explained, so I can just follow this along. But yeah, you know, it's so fun to be able to build my own apps. I love this. Guys, I need to show you some apps and websites I just discovered watching YouTube, because I cannot code in silence. I'm always doing many things at once. I discovered this guy, Your Average Tech Bro. He's very cool. I love the way he explains stuff and what he's doing. And there's another guy, but this guy just tried coding. Very nice channel too. And he made this personal project that is a profanity API. You provide a text and it checks if it has profanity in it. I find it so cool, and it's just one page. It has 700 stars on GitHub, and I'm pretty sure if I'm if I'm building things like that and I'm searching for a job, I could find a job very easily with this kind of things in my portfolio. So that's why I'm building this to-do list app. Another thing is something that I have here. This is called Indie Pulse. I discovered it on Product Hunt, and it's basically an artificial intelligence that analyzes different repository of on Reddit, for instance, like e-commerce operations. This is all of this. I paid 30 euros for that because I think it's very, very interesting. What it gives you is ideas of problems to solve with potential and how urgent it is, and also if it's easy to do. And I think it's the best thing you could want as a developer, is to know that other people have your problem and how important this problem is. The other thing in this kind of mindset is Percepto. It gives you a text box where you can describe your problem, and then okay, I'm just going to test. And then you choose from many checklists of popular investors like Peter Thiel, Paul Graham, Ray Hoffman, and also Microsoft checklist. You'd select that, and it compares business data with what you just entered as a text and the checklist. And all of this gives you scores, passing and failing on every point you have chosen to analyze. You can receive this by email, and it's free. I find it so cool because it's very easy to use. It's very cool also because it's very usable, and it gives you real insights of what you can do and what is good, what is bad. So yeah, those are three things I really like, and I just love the developer community for this. And I hate big companies that want to get your money for nothing. This is just free for the majority of it, and not really expensive for what they bring to your life. So that's some things I discovered. Back to the video. Look at those buttons. I just spent an hour copying this kind of style of button with Figma to Tailwind export module to make those standard button and input. So like I can use, if it makes one time the focus, I can use this. It has all the necessary props, so I can reuse it everywhere. I have standard button and standard inputs. It looks like that, so every input has an icon, just like I did in the Figma. And you can have this text area, so you can have this and jump lines and all. You can have the password, and each password field has a show a hide feature. And also you have the buttons here that can be inverted because it looks kind of better inverted on dark background, on white background, and everything is responsive and it adapts to the mode, current selected mode, either light or dark mode. So that's very cool. And I have the support for icons, because in my Figma sometimes I have icon button like this, or I have text buttons like this, and I needed these kind of things. So yes, that's exactly what I was working on. I think it's a very good lesson on taking a lot of time, building reusable stuff at the beginning so that you can do some great looking things. Taking the time to build the standard design elements like inputs, buttons and all is very necessary in every project, especially if you have a Figma Figma file going with it, because you will not find a lot of component libraries that exactly look like what you want to do. And I think that's a little game also, to make perfect, simple things work and look as good as you want them to be, because you are gonna use them everywhere. So you want one thing to be perfect, and you can reuse that along the way. So I think that's a good thing to know and to do in your projects. I'm just coming back from Burger King. I'm going to wish you goodbye, good night. Last thing, I'm watching Franklin. This is a new series that's been out since I don't know when, but it's about Benjamin Franklin, when he was in France and all, when he saved America from the British, I think. And it's very good, so you should watch it. It's on Apple TV+. Bye.